November is the best concept ever. We're going to do it every year from here on out. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody here in Northeast Ohio. Thank you so much for choosing What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Cranky Pants, Jay Crawford.
That's right. Welcome to the program. Betsy, a very good Tuesday evening to you. A very good Tuesday to everyone watching at home as well. I'm done with the complaining. That's it. We begin today at 5 with preparations for yet another pandemic Thanksgiving. Usually, when you travel to someone's home for the Thanksgiving holiday, you come with a side dish, maybe you bring a dessert for the table. But this year, some families are coming with negative COVID tests and vaccine cards. Sign of the times.
So Isabel joins us right now, and you spoke with a doctor today who's urging everybody to take precautions ahead of getting together with their family this year.
Yeah, absolutely. A different looking Thanksgiving here for sure. So we know if we take a look at cases right now, compared to this time last year, we're definitely in a better place. Today, the Ohio Department of Health's COVID-19 dashboard reported just over 6,000 cases. Exactly 1 year ago today, there were just over 12,000 cases. So we are doing a lot better, but we aren't in the clear. Ohio health officials said today that transmission rates are still very high, with Northwest Ohio showing the highest case rates, 724.4 per 100,000. So doctors and medical experts are saying that if you are planning on getting together with loved ones this Thanksgiving, there are steps you can take to try to reduce the risk. First and foremost, have a plan. That plan could, of course, vary from family to family, depending on vaccination status, number of people gathering, and whether anyone there is extra vulnerable, like grandma and grandpa or unvaccinated kiddos. But the number one thing doctors are saying you can do is, of course, get vaccinated. I spoke with a doctor from Rainbow Babies and Children's this afternoon. He recommended everyone get their boosters and get children vaccinated too. Even though you won't have full protection by Thursday, it's a step in the right direction. Meanwhile, the usual recommendations have not changed, so don't forget all those other steps you can take to stay safe.
Being around neighbors and friends that you may not have seen on a regular basis, especially indoors, we would certainly recommend maintaining those tenets of social distancing and mask wearing, unless you're eating, and try to minimize the time that you have that mask taken off.
And something you can do even before you sit down at the table, get tested. This morning, Ohio health officials recommended getting tested today or tomorrow ahead of the holiday to make sure you're not bringing the virus with you to the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Yeah. All right, but keep in mind, time is a ticking.
Right.
So where do we find a test?
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of places that you can go to get tested. There are take-home tests available, we know, at the Cuyahoga County Libraries, for example, or you can even make an appointment at a pharmacy like a CVS or a Walgreens. And you can also go to the state's COVID-19 dashboard online. Just click on resources and testing, and then you can find places offering tests right near you.
All right, very good. We also want to take this opportunity to welcome Isabel Lawrence to our 3 News team. Isabel comes to us from NBC in Madison, Wisconsin. So if you're wondering, hey, who's the new girl? Now you know. Isabel, welcome to Cleveland and to Channel 3.
Thank you so much. So excited to be here and start this journey.
Very good.
Cool stuff. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Now on your feet at 5, just ahead of the holidays, we are seeing a rise in COVID cases. Today, 6,100 were reported overnight. That's 1,700 more than yesterday.
Also, Betsy, our latest positivity rate is over 14%, and that's nearly 3 times the WHO's recommended threshold of spread. They say it's around 5% before you can really kind of rest easy, at least temporarily. And while those are certainly numbers we have to keep our eyes on because they are on the rise, our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, says the important numbers that we really need to focus on now are hospitalizations. And Monica, of course, joins us now. Monica, good evening to you. They're not just up. I've been looking at them every day. They're really up.
Yeah, Isabel brought up a great point, though. She said, compared to where we were last year, but the problem is it's looking like Delta may be getting a second wave. So we are seeing a very disturbing trend heading into the holidays. Ohio has nearly 3,300 people hospitalized with COVID right now. This is the 5th day in a row we've topped 3,000, and it keeps increasing. Now, we haven't seen hospitalizations this high since October 18th. Some believe the Delta variant getting a second wind, or more likely, it's probably people gathering indoors because the temperatures have dropped. What's more concerning is 1 in 5 ICU beds in the state of Ohio have a COVID patient in them, and those needing ventilators also going up. The vast majority of those in the hospital are unvaccinated, and that's why health officials are urging people to at least get tested before you head to Thanksgiving dinner. And like Isabel said, there are places you can get those tests for free if you go to the state's COVID dashboard.
Well, over the last almost 2 years now, we've seen all kinds of shifts in the way things are done and access and all of that. There was a rule that was put in place during the pandemic that might be going away, but that rule is important because it actually provided easier access to medical care.
Yeah, it's really important for people who live remotely, who may not have a lot of money, because in the beginning of the pandemic, state and federal governments actually eased privacy and security restrictions on telehealth and made it easy for those hard to reach patients who don't have access to Wi-Fi or smartphones, or maybe they live out in the boonies somewhere. It made it difficult for them to talk to doctors just on the phone, audio, not even FaceTime, including they could talk to doctors out of state. Now, those rules will expire at the end of the year. So if this impacts you, now is the time to reach out to both your state and federal lawmakers and let them know what you think. For some, an extension on this service could be life-saving. And believe me, this is happening across the nation. So about half of the states have already put in some parameters. Ohio did extend it over the summer just for a little longer, but it goes away at the end of the year. So hopefully we'll see some change.
It's made a huge difference for many. Okay, Monica, today is a very big day for you because this is the last day that we will be graced with your presence at 3 News for a little while as you take time away for your surgery. How are you feeling? How are things?
Yeah, I haven't had time to really think about it.
I know you haven't.
I'm a little, I'm going to get overwhelmed. I got a lot of things I got to do before surgery, but you know what? I'm mad now.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm pretty mad now.
Finally, no, this is good.
Yeah,
We've
that is a good thing.
fired up.
Yeah, and I don't have time for this nonsense. So I need to get my act together, get this stuff done, and then get back to work and get back to the bands.
The surgery's a few weeks, right?
Yeah, it's mid-December, so
Go enjoy, do some things.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing was I had planned on having all of Northeast Ohio over for Thanksgiving. Right?
Oh,
I mean, that was the plan. And
Wash your hands first.
And this pandemic thing got in the way,
Right.
and now, you know, now this surgery thing got in the way. I'm sorry, guys, next year.
Well,
next
you
year.
know,
We're going to have it at Betsy's house. Actually.
Come on down. You know we got your back.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
We're not the only ones. Watch.
Monica, Monica, Monica. Hashtag Monica rocks. Hey Mo, you know we go way back. We've been here a long time, inside of work and outside.
Hey neighbor, thinking of you, praying for you. Can't wait to see you and your big white dog walking back around the neighborhood soon. So,
Monica, this is a total cliche, but I'm going to say it anyway. You rock. You hear that all the time.
Hey Monica, you are the strongest person I know. I can't wait to give you a big hug when you are all recovered, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love.
Love you, Monica. You've got this.
I love you. You know you're one of my best friends in the entire world, so I have nothing but the supremest confidence that you are going to be just fine through all this.
We are looking forward to you coming back and still being the heartbeat, there's another pun, of this office. So get back soon.
I know you got this. I love you. I'll see you soon.
thinking of you and all the best.
I love you. I'm here for anything you need, and just rock through this like you always do. Love you.
Got you.
Now you're really mad, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm really mad.
Yeah. Well, we are definitely going to miss you. Here we go. We held it together so well last time. So last time we went through this, you had your surgery. I got to interview you on the phone remotely.
Yeah.
And that conversation was hysterical. She was on all kinds of pain medications, and I'm like, "Hey, Mon, hi, Bets."
We're not going to do that interview on pain meds this year, right?
You know what? I'm way more interesting when I'm on pain meds. Yeah,
I was like, "You're being so nice."
That interview exists somewhere on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was. She didn't know that I was on pain meds until she started listening to me for a while, and she was like, "Oh, are you still on pain medication?" Oh yeah.
How you feeling? Like, I feel fine, honey. I'm like,
Oh, I'm calling her honey.
Well,
that
as you know, that clip is just a smidge. I mean, a very small smidge of the love that we have for you. We all feel so strongly about this. You go into this with a 3 News army behind you and some flowers, right? And an army of 3 News viewers, because as you found out when you went through this surgery last time, man, you at home love you some Monica, and we do too.
You know what? I got to tell you, when this one hit, it was really hard to deal with this a second time. But I got to tell you, then all the well wishes and the prayers and the healing energy just started getting sent my way, and it really, I don't know how to explain it, but it really does lift you up, and it gives you the strength you need, because I obviously want to come back for you guys. I want to come back for you guys, most importantly, and I just want my life back. And that's where I'm at right now, is like, I don't have time for this. I have things I still need to do, and that's what I said last time. And yeah, I'm mad. I know I'm in for a fight, and I'm ready. Bring it on.
You're up for it.
That's what we needed. She had to hit that mad point.
Yeah, I got to I'm at the mad point, but I love the flowers. They're very nice.
Be well.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty more coming. We will, of course, keep you in contact with Monica. If you want to send your well wishes to her, you can email us here at the station. We're going to put some stuff together, or you can send cards and all that, and we'll get them over to her for sure. It'll be easier this time because we're allowed to actually go over to your house and see you from the porch.
From the porch,
but
yeah.
Last time I couldn't even do that. I was like scared to death to go anywhere near you.
There'll be another lockdown for a while, and then maybe they'll
stalk you from afar.
I have walking sticks now because I'm such a klutz and I won't be able to see again. So I'm ready.
Well, go get them. We're behind you. Be well.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you, Mom. Okay. Finally, relief should be coming to the gas pump. It's not huge and it will only be temporary, but every little bit helps around the holidays. This morning, the White House announced that President Biden authorized 50 million barrels of oil to be released from the nation's strategic reserves. The move is expected to bring down prices between 12 and 18 cents a gallon, but you won't see the drop right away, and it will be temporary.
Well, 32 million barrels. I'm going to start to cry. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, 32 million barrels will be in exchange over the next several months. Eventually, the same amount will return to the reserve supply. It'll just take a little bit of time before they build it back up. The release of another 18 million barrels will come from the accelerated release of a sale of oil from the reserve, which has already been approved by Congress. Well, you may be thawing out your turkey and shopping for all the trimmings that go along with it, getting ready for the Thanksgiving Day holiday and all the food and family and friends. But for some, the holiday means hunger and a day spent without loved ones. So some local organizations are making sure everyone that needs a meal gets one and has a place to spend Thanksgiving. Here's January Keaton.
Each plate was priced at $35 a plate. So these are good dinners. I'm excited to get these out.
Dean Ross' organization Homeless Hookup going gourmet this holiday. Just one of many local organizations working long hours, making sure everyone has a hot meal.
It takes 40 hours to get this done, to make it happen.
And a place to gather for Thanksgiving.
You know, the fruits, the vegetables, the, turkey, dressing, ham.
Ebony Sanford enjoys Thanksgiving at East Cleveland Salvation Army every year. She looks forward to the togetherness it brings.
I'm here for food and love. They're really lovely here, very family oriented. It's really real.
Doesn't matter who you are, anyone who is hungry can get a meal.
According to the Census Bureau, 1 in 8 Americans didn't have enough food during Thanksgiving last year, a drastic increase compared to pre-pandemic totals.
Got lots of phone calls in for people that need food for Thanksgiving Day.
Sister Carita Ambrose handing out free meals today at Town Hall Restaurant. She fed the hungry for St. Augustine for over 50 years. And even though she retired 3 years ago, she still sees to it that folks have a hot meal on Thanksgiving.
Honey, that's one of the most important things, okay? I believe it's like a family day for us at St. Augustine's.
And when the fixins are all gone, the leftover turkey becomes turkey soup, and the holiday is behind us. It's important to remember that for many, hunger and loneliness will come again tomorrow, reminding us to be thankful for all we have today. January Keaton, 3 News.
And we do have a complete list of places where you can go to get a hot meal. You can just text the word meal to 216-344-3300. And coming up next on What's New, it is Tech Tuesday, and the holidays are right around the corner, and we're talking about the best gifts to get for the techie in your life.
Then a 35-year-old photo recreated. We're going to show you Gayle King and her daughter and the special reenactment that's coming up in Pop Break.
It's interesting. And as far as the forecast goes, tomorrow, the biggest travel day of the year. A lot of folks looking forward to that. Still some activities going on tonight, though. And if you are headed out to any of our fall sports, boy, you need the parka and the hot chocolate. It's in the 30s, initially 20s. Early tonight, we're going to start a warming trend tomorrow morning, though. I have details on your forecast here and for areas far away coming up.
It is Tech Tuesday, and right now a lot of you are trying to come up with that cool and fun gift idea for the holiday season. So today we're looking at some of the top tech gifts this year, right around the holidays.
Well, first up, of course, would be headphones. They are always a hot item, and according to USA Today, Apple AirPods Pro and Sony noise-canceling headphones are two of the best. Experts say the Apple AirPod Pros are Apple's best ones yet, and like Sony, they are noise-canceling. But USA Today says Sony's are the best noise-canceling headphones out there.
Yeah. They really are good. I mean, they're not like the over-the-ear ones, but
Right.
they're pretty good. All right, next on the list, the Nintendo Switch. That's hot with the teens this year. Really hard to find, too. We did find some today on Amazon late this afternoon. Right now, they're going for about $400, but it is expected that as we get closer and closer to the holidays, those are going to become more and more difficult to find, and usually when that happens, the price will go up. So we've been saying this for really weeks, perhaps months. If you know someone that wants one of these and you want to get them one for the holidays, you better act now, as they say, because you may not get it later. And if you've been to a wedding recently, chances are you've seen these. These are really cool little cameras. It's the trendy Instax Mini Instant Camera. It's available in 5 different colors. It looks really cool. And Betsy, as you might guess by looking at it, this is essentially a throwback.
Yeah.
These are the old Polaroids where you would snap and then you would wait for the picture to expose and you'd have it right then. Little different twist, but this one has a selfie mode too, which back in the day, selfies weren't a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's old is new again, and here's a perfect example of that. I think those are a lot of fun.
In our world of instant gratification,
Yeah.
these are like the best of both worlds.
Sure.
You actually have something tangible in your hand, but it's also right there printed out. Actually, Stephanie Haney had one of these little
They're fun.
lovely things, and she's busted that out at a party or two. Kind of fun to have.
Very cool.
As far as the forecast goes, boy, you know, there's plenty to chat about because we have some big stuff happening, but not tomorrow. So no major weather woes expected for your Wednesday travel. More than turkey to talk about on Thursday as we have some rain that's going to be moving in, and Black Friday, not expecting the snow to be a big deal. Get what I did with it? That? Clever, I know. But it does look like we are going to have some snow around. There is that. Here's a look at the next few hours for us. Partly cloudy skies become mostly clear. Temperatures dropping back into the upper 20s initially tonight, and then early tomorrow morning, the mercury is going to start to rise. So we kind of have our coldest temperatures in the wee morning. And then tomorrow morning, I think you're going to notice it'll be warmer when you step out the door. And boy, are we headed in for a nice trend through the afternoon. Big picture of the country right now, not a whole lot happening. Huge area of high pressure sitting over the eastern half of the country. Farther to the west, there are some showers, some clouds. This is the beginnings of the storm system that will eventually come around and form as we head through the day tomorrow. But tomorrow around the country, we'll kind of go on a nice little tour here. Clouds in the northwest, no big surprise there. Plenty of sun down in the desert southwest. Temperatures are going to be cooler in the mountains with temperatures in the 30s and some snow showers. Clouds in the central states, but the farther east you go, the clearer it will get. And ultimately, by the time we hit the eastern seaboard, temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s to right around 50. We're going to be seeing some sunshine. Locally, in your National Design on the Hour forecast, 49 tomorrow. That is going to feel like a heat wave, but it will be blustery. So keep in mind, we're going to have some gusty winds to contend with. We start in the 30s. We're going to make it quickly into the 40s as we get into the afternoon. Note that the clouds are on the increase. The clouds are ahead of the rain that's coming in for Thanksgiving Day. Here's a look at your Union Home Mortgage forecast. Rain still likely for Thursday, as mentioned, 48 the expected high there, but we will be considerably cooler by Friday. Keep in mind, Thursday night, we are probably going to see the rain changing over to a snow mix, probably sometime during the evening, and then overnight it kicks over to some snow, lake snow and flurries on Friday. We stay cool as we go through the weekend. A clipper system coming through on Sunday could bring us a little dusting of snow too, but then we're going to dig out of that trench as we head toward December with improving conditions by Tuesday. Jay?
All right, Bets, next on What's New, we have some exciting news about Odell Beckham Jr. No, he's not coming back to Cleveland. He is expecting another big life change, though. We'll explain that ahead in Pop Break.
We're chatting entertainment things. Say it again.
The little pocket on the side, that's where the phone is.
Yeah.
Seen that a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a perfect sleeve.
Yep.
I'm weird. That's weird.
It is time for your Tuesday Pop Break.
And Kiera Cotton is back with some more of the biggest headlines you need to know from the entertainment world.
You know, Jay and Betsy, these stories are my favorite. I love the creativity behind a good recreation photo, so here's a cool one. Gayle King and her daughter Kirby recently recreated a 35-year-old photo. The original photo shows the mother and daughter duo with Gayle's mother just after bringing baby Kirby home from the hospital in 1986. Fast forward to 2021, a new photo again shows the duo in similar colored clothes, only this time the baby is Kirby's son, Luca. Kirby shared the photo on Instagram last night with the caption 1986 to 2021. Kirby welcomed her son Luca with husband Virgil back in September. And the king of the Food Network is back. Bobby Flay has inked a 3-year deal with the network after reports surfaced that the two would be parting ways at the end of the year. In a statement to People magazine, Bobby said, "I'm thrilled to extend my relationship with Food Network and Discovery. While talks to renew took a little longer than expected, the important thing is that both sides are happy and we can now build on an already rock-solid foundation." Bobby Flay made his debut on the network back in 1994. That's nearly 30 years ago. Since then, the celebrity chef has hosted multiple hit shows, including Boy Meets Grill, Beat Bobby Flay, Food Network Star, and Iron Chef America, just to name a few. And from football to fatherhood, congratulations are in order for former Cleveland Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. The 29-year-old is expecting his first child with girlfriend Lauren Woods. Lauren, who's a fitness trainer, shared the news on social media with black and white photos from their maternity shoot. They feature her new baby bump and Odell cradling it behind her. The two were first linked together back in late 2019. And congratulations to former Cleveland Cavaliers star Iman Shumpert. He and his partner Daniela were crowned the season 30 champs of Dancing with the Stars last night, and he's the first former NBA player to win the show, guys.
Yeah.
He has wowed fans all season long, so I'm glad he got that honor. The mirror ball went to the right person.
Just the physical, demands of playing basketball. And I bet he was surprised at how hard dancing was. I haven't watched the show, but I can only imagine he was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I mean, he was known, he had good, nice footwork as a player in the NBA, and that's what it takes to translate that to the dance floor. I read early on that he wasn't going to win because he was too tall, and sometimes it's tough for the taller among us to be able to do that, but
he got some special coaching last week that I think helped him a lot to overperform this week, and he perfect scores.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Kiera.
Sure thing.
Still ahead for us here in the second half hour of What's New. Oh, those gas prices, they may be coming down pretty soon. We'll tell you all about the Biden administration's authorization that involves 50 million barrels of oil. And our Perks to Watching contest continues. We are live with tonight's lucky viewer who will have her chance to win $1,000 in Giant Eagle gift cards.
Then a life-saving gift. A look at the strong bond between two families over an organ donation. Get the tissues, you'll need them.
Ugh, again.
This is special.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Let's get you caught up on 3 things you need to know here at 5:30. We have new details on the deadly crash in Geauga County yesterday. Authorities identified the 5 victims who died as Daryl Barnes, Kip Ginn, Vonda Harris, Rhonda Hutchinson, and Kamel Jenkins. They range in ages from 28 to 62 years old. They were in a Geauga County Board of Disabilities van when it hit a commercial tractor trailer head-on on State Route 44. That's near Pekin Road. 2 others in the van were injured and are now in stable condition. The driver of the tractor is expected to be okay. The crash is still under investigation.
And health officials say that you should have a plan when it comes to the upcoming holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, so that all you bring to dinner is your favorite side dish or dessert, not COVID. That plan should involve testing, with the Ohio Department of Health suggesting we all take a COVID test before gathering together on Thursday. But gathering is okay, but it's not without risk. To put it into perspective, this time last year, we had over 12,000 daily cases happening. That's incredible. And today we have a number that's half of that. But doctors warn that 6,000 daily cases is still way too many, and our transmission rate is very high. In the end, they say again, the best way to make sure all you're spreading at dinner is holiday cheer, and that is to get vaccinated. Now, if you aren't vaccinated, socially distance, obviously, wear masks, and get that COVID test.
Today, a federal jury in Cleveland found 3 of the nation's largest pharmacy chains guilty of contributing to overdose deaths in Lake and Trumbull counties. After a 6-week trial, the jury found CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens guilty for failing to flag the high number of opioid prescriptions being written there. This verdict is the first from a jury in an opioid case. The counties will now make their case for damages. They are asking for $1 billion. The Walgreens and CVS said in statements to 3 News they were not responsible for writing prescriptions. They plan to appeal. And with that, we welcome you into the second half hour of What's New on this, the final Tuesday before Thanksgiving. With Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford.
It's hard to believe Thanksgiving is upon us already, and hopefully you've already got all your stash stacked up with everything that you may need to know.
Yeah.
One thing a lot of folks are kind of been waiting on maybe before they hit the road tomorrow is to gas up the car. And if you haven't gassed up in a while, guess what? You might have a little bit of a shock when you get out there. Today's Top Talker is indeed about those gas prices. Relief could be coming to the pump soon. This morning, the Biden administration announced that the president authorized 50 million barrels of oil to be released, and the goal is to ease the cost of gas.
32 million barrels will be in exchange over the next several months. Eventually, the same amount will return to that reserve supply, so those 50 million will be returned at some point. The release of another 18 million barrels will come from the accelerated release of a sale of oil from the country's strategic reserve, which has already been approved by Congress. Now, it's good news. You're never going to, shake your head at good news. True. I was reading extensively on this today. The expectation is that the average cost of a gallon of gasoline will go down between 12 and 18 cents.
Okay.
So that's maybe $2 for a fill up. And here's the worst news is the fact that it's not going to happen right away. It could take a little while before we see that kick in. And also, this is probably the really bad news. It's not permanent. This is obviously just a temporary thing to try to offset that imbalance between supply and demand.
And I always think about those people who buy the high octane gas.
Yeah.
I'm not one.
Well, there are certain cars where that's
you have to, right?
That's
so
what
you
put
pay
in
more
them.
for the car, and then you pay more to gas up, and you pay more for all of the stuff to keep that car running as nicely as it should run.
The hope is that you get extended life out of the motors in those cars. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
We talked to Patrick DeHaan. He's with Gas Buddy about when we're actually going to see some of this relief at the pump. Listen.
I don't think we're going to see meaningful and maybe longer lasting relief until some point in early to mid 2022. By then, the balance between supply and demand will be closer to equilibrium. Right now, unfortunately, because of oil production cuts from early on in the pandemic, demand is likely outpacing supply. But the good news is that on a monthly basis, OPEC is increasing production the first of every month and has for the last few months.
Okay, so you're probably looking at that and going, oh my gosh, I don't know what any of that means. Well, here's a look at the gas prices across the nation. Yellow means the average is over $4 a gallon.
Yeah, love California, right?
And the blue is the cheapest at just over $2.50 a gallon. Ohio, we're kind of in the middle range from about $2.76 to $3.39.
Yeah, depending on where you go.
It's one of those things. Did you ever, like my grandfather used to do this. He would drive 20 miles to go save a few cents on gas.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But a few cents back then.
Right.
And, if gas was 25 cents a gallon somewhere and 28 cents a gallon somewhere else.
But the cars were getting 8 miles to the gallon. Like it was the whole thing.
I don't know how much you're saving.
You're not saving anything.
No.
But it's the principle. That's what he kept saying. It's the principle of it all.
Well, and I get that. So I read a lot on this today because I'm trying to figure out, so why are we where we are?
Right.
It's interesting because a year ago, gas was about 50% less expensive. It was
well,
really
nobody was on the roads.
Nobody was on the road. We cut supply, we cut demand for sure. In 2019, for the first time since the 1950s, the United States was actually producing more energy than we consumed.
Wow.
That hadn't happened in about 75 years. That's no longer the case. So because of that, we're having to import oil. And we're importing it from countries that belong to OPEC, and we're now at their mercy. If they decide to slow production, which they have, then obviously supply dwindles, demand goes up, price goes up.
Was it 2011 when we had the $4 a gallon gas?
Yes, let's hope we don't go back there. Let's hope we don't go back there. All right.
Lots to talk about there.
Yep, absolutely.
Something else for the Thanksgiving table besides politics.
Sure.
There you go. How does getting money sound, right? Everybody wants to talk about that. But this is getting money just to watch holiday movies. Boom. It's the real thing, and one company is looking to hire somebody for this job. We'll explain coming up.
Okay. And the perks money rolls over to $1,000 tonight. Yes. We're going to have the lucky guest with a chance to win that in Giant Eagle gift cards. That is coming up. Stay with us. What's News coming right back.
All right, it is 5:40 right now, and we have a beautiful evening setting up. If you didn't get a chance to get outside today, we did get to see some sunshine. That was really nice. Maybe pop the windows open a little bit, get some fresh air. But boy, it's going to be chilly initially tonight. We're going to drop back into the 20s, and then pre-dawn, the mercury is going to start to rise, and that's thanks to some blustery southerly winds that are going to be coming in. And that southerly wind is developing ahead of a storm system that is also developing right now. And this is the one that will eventually bring us some rain on Thursday. But as you can see, nationwide, it's pretty calm, especially by late November standards. And I think things are going to start to get a little bit more interesting. The pattern shift is on. And of course, anytime you start to see the warm air just this far north this time of the year, typically that is a sign that we have some topsy-turvy weather happening. And indeed, that is also a sign of some stirring going on in the atmosphere. So for tomorrow, there is no major storm system to talk about. It's probably more Thursday that begins to develop. But right now, it does look like tomorrow's forecast is pretty calm in all of our major cities. West Coast cities dealing with partly cloudy skies, temps in the 60s. A lot of clouds in the nation's midsection, and that's that developing storm system. But off to the East Coast, they're going to be seeing some sunshine, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, it's cool for this time of the year, but certainly nothing to sneeze about. So what we're watching over the holiday weekend: for Thursday, rain. For Friday, snow. And then on Sunday, we have a clipper system that's going to be coming in and could bring us some snow as well. Here's a look at your Union Home Mortgage forecast. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees for Wednesday and for Thursday. By the time we hit Friday, temperatures drop back into the 30s. Now, keep in mind, Thursday night into Friday, we're probably going to see that rain to snow changeover take place as temperatures cool in the evening hours. So that's something to remember. We're going to stay cold as we go through the weekend. Those temperatures in the 30s. Scattered snow moving in on Sunday. That's the Clipper system, a fast-moving small storm system that's going to go through the Ohio Valley. We may have a little lingering rain and or snow on Monday, but all that should be moving out by the time we get into Tuesday. So all in all, things not looking too terrible for us.
Okay.
There you
Clipper
go.
system.
Clipper, yeah, fast-moving.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing there.
Okay.
Well, it is time now where we're going to give a chance to a viewer to win My Perks from Giant Eagle. And today, yet again, the pot is sweetened to $1,000 in My Perks, and that's because the viewer on this morning's Go show got it wrong.
All right. Let's go live to Kathy Alice in Cleveland, who is in the hot seat tonight. Kathy, thanks so much for playing. Congratulations on being randomly selected. What do you think you'll do with the perks if you win this $1,000?
Hi, thank you. I was actually just telling my dad, who's here, that all my Christmas shopping will be done if I win.
Great.
So everyone's getting gift cards.
Well,
that's a way.
Our fingers are crossed. We're behind you 100%. Here's your question. What World War II submarine is now in a Cleveland museum? Is it USS Cod, USS Wilson, USS Independence, USS Tarpon?
Oh, man. I'll go with C.
No, the answer is USS Cod. Kathy, we're so sorry. We hate when they miss the question.
That's okay.
All right.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, most certainly. And thank you again for watching and playing along with us.
Thank you.
Have a great Thanksgiving, Kathy. That's so hard. It's so tough. Because, you know, if you haven't heard it or if you haven't been there and you've seen it, it's likely just a guess.
And that means $1,500 for tomorrow morning's player.
$1,500 rolls over to tomorrow. So, and if they get it wrong, then tomorrow on What's New, it'll be up to $2,000.
Woo!
Yeah,
dang it, I got it
wrong.
That
could be fun. All right, coming up for us, I have a fair warning for you. You may and probably will need to grab the tissues for our next story. One mother's memory of her daughter lives on thanks to a life-saving gift. Lindsey Buckingham shares the unbreakable bond.
I feel even worse for the young lady now.
Yeah.
After we heard her say, I got it wrong.
I know.
All right, then Miles Garrett, the Browns defensive end, connects with kids. This is really cool. The big holiday event he helped host today. That's coming up. Show us something good.
Mic check, this is what's clicking in Cleveland. I was just wondering also too, while we're here, is it possible to move my camera up some? It feels kind of low. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I will. Yeah, it's not a good look up my chin like this. This is better, yeah, thank you.
And I brought Oreo on.
I need all the favors.
All right, 5:47, almost 5:48. Time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello there, Jay. Listen, our first story today is definitely what's new for LeBron James. Not in a great way, because he just landed his first career NBA suspension. James will sit out one game for his role in this on-court altercation with Isaiah Stewart of the Detroit Pistons, where he made his face bleed. And Stewart's coach said he had to get 8 stitches. They were both going for a rebound when James swung his arm and hit Stewart in the face. Stewart is also out for 2 games for aggressively trying to go after James after it all went down. This former Cleveland Cavalier is having a much better week, though. Former Cavs guard Iman Shumpert just won Dancing with the Stars last night. He and his partner Daniela Karagosh got 2 perfect scores to take home the Mirrorball Trophy. He is the first NBA player to win the reality dancing competition show. Canton's own Amanda Klutz, who I just recently had on my 3 Things to Know podcast, finished in 4th place in the finale. So a great showing for Ohio, and congratulations on that win, Iman. Now, I consider myself an expert now on these situations where you get paid to watch a certain type of movie, and this is a sweet deal, you guys. Reviews.org is going to pay one lucky person, who they're calling their Chief Holiday Cheermeister, to watch 25 holiday movies in 25 days. The winner also gets 1-year subscriptions to 7 streaming services, all the big ones, and you get to pick the movies. Now, Jay and Betsy, the deadline to sign up for this is next Friday, December 3rd. So everybody rush to get your applications in, because I want this job. Apple TV, Hallmark, Hulu, Netflix, this is a sweet deal. And a lot of money.
And you get to choose. I have people who are already, I know right now, they're like, hold my beer, I'm in.
Yeah, that's
This is the way it's going to be.
And do you remember when your parents would say, you know, there's no job for just sitting around watching TV? There is now.
Yes.
Welcome to the future.
Right,
thanks, Stephanie.
Well, this week it is a time to reflect on what we are most thankful for. But there may be no greater gift than when someone is given a second chance of life. And this year, Life Bank turns 35.
Yeah, countless people are alive today through its organ donation program. Tonight, Lindsey Buckingham shares the story of a Warren man who lived because of a young woman's selfless choice. We'll let you know in advance. This story is powerful and emotional, particularly for those who have gone through a similar situation.
Those are her swimming goggles.
Oh.
Because she swam, and then her crystals, and then her crystals here.
The memories are bittersweet.
Sometimes when you stand and look at it, it just doesn't seem that long ago.
But in this shadow box at Life Bank in Warrensville Heights, here they are, staring back at Lynn Doss and Roman Dan, a remembrance of the delicate 7-year journey they've walked together.
I'm Roman, and I'm the recipient of Jordan's liver.
And I'm Jordan's mom.
Lynn loves her daughter, her heart, and every single part.
She just basically loved life and loved her friends and her family.
A family that desperately wanted to help Jordan beat her demons.
Jordan began using substances when she was a teen, quite young, maybe 13.
She fought so hard to free herself.
She was sober up until just after her 18th birthday, when she did relapse. I discovered her about 9 o'clock that night.
Too precious for this earth, a young hero she emerged. Bittersweet.
Because you begin praying for your child. Please don't leave me. And then you're praying for people like Roman. Please let her be able to donate her organs. There are people waiting.
I was diagnosed with liver disease years ago, and I finally reached the point to where I needed a transplant. But then I got the call, so it was a strong liver.
And it was Jordan's. But the reality of her short life was tough for Roman to take.
It wasn't something that I would just let go.
Eventually, he did.
I remember writing the letter. My wife had read it several times.
A year and a half after life-saving surgery, Jordan brought them together at a walk for Life Bank.
I can't put one feeling on it. It's when I seen her and we hugged, it was like joy, sadness, all those things.
Bittersweet.
As a mom, I can't say enough of how grateful I am for how good he's taking care of her.
And they take care of each other.
I know where Jordan is, and I'm at peace with that, you know, and it makes me happy to see you happy.
Every year on Jordan's birthday, they honor her.
Roman lets off the luminaries to heaven.
Because of Jordan, Roman's life goes on.
I don't want her to ever think, or the family to think, that she died without cause. You know, I'm here and you're living on, and thank you.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
It is important to note Jordan's choice to be an organ donor saved the lives of 4 people in total. For information on how you can become an organ donor yourself, head to WKYC.com for a link.
It is so powerful. What an incredible message.
Wow.
Anybody who's a parent, like, you immediately just go there. Last night at 11, I darn near didn't make it through weather.
Yeah, I heard. She took her earpiece out for the encore version today. She's like, Jay, I'm sorry, I cannot listen to this again.
I've already had a breakdown today. I don't know what's coming over me. It's the holidays, I guess.
Yeah,
it just gets so emotional.
That's what it is. It is a powerful story. It really is. It's tragic that a young life had to end way too soon.
But to go on and to have that gift, not only to that one person, but 4 people.
4 people live.
It was so
yeah,
great.
It is. Very powerful story. We'll be right back.
Hey, how are you? You're a little off mic there. I can hear you now. Hey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Russ Mitchell. And I'm Lena Lai.
Yes, you got me? After a 6-week, all right, you got it.
And then they put the 3 titanium plates here. So this is in the eye.
Hello, gotcha.
Well, for today's show is something good. It is all about Thanksgiving and the power of giving back. Cleveland Browns All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett, who's also the ambassador of the United Way of Greater Cleveland, helped kick off the holiday season. He connected with local kids and their families during the Home for the Holidays event at the U.S. Bank Plaza in Cleveland just a couple of minutes ago. He was helping kids get the Browns bags with winter gear, school supplies, and snacks.
Large man, large heart.
Yep. I always love to see those guys out in the community. I think it's such an important statement.
Yeah. It is nice. Well, that's going to bring one of the most emotional What's New I've ever been a part of to a close. But we're back tomorrow at 5, and we hope you join us then.
Trying to hold it together, everybody. Some days it's harder than others. What Matters Most with Russ and Lena starts right now.
Now it's 6. Holiday morning.
We're far over capacity and really working hard to care for all these people.
With Thanksgiving the day after tomorrow and a rising number of COVID cases, we'll tell you what local doctors want you to know about staying safe this holiday season. Also, not enough. A jury in Cleveland makes a strong statement to pharmacies it says played a role in the opioid crisis. Mark Namick breaks down the verdict. Accident investigation. There are more questions tonight about a near head-on crash in Geauga County that left 5 dead. And Monica's story.
Watching you made me see that there's someone else that's surviving it as well.
Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, explains the next steps in her battle with a brain tumor and how her fight is helping others recover.
From the WKYC studios, this is What Matters Most.
Good evening, and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Lena Lai. We are 2 days from Thanksgiving, and experts say the risk of spreading COVID at your holiday gathering on Thursday is very real. We had just over 6,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. Ohio, one of 30 states seeing a pre-Thanksgiving COVID surge.
Today, the Ohio Department of Health issued new guidelines for how to celebrate the holidays safely. Our Isabel Lawrence has that. Plus, what doctors are saying you can do to keep your family safe.
Make sure you're not carrying anything to Thanksgiving other than the sides that you're supposed to bring.
Along with your pumpkin pie, health officials in Ohio are recommending families come armed with something else this Thanksgiving, a plan.
To think about how you'll connect before you gather.
Wood County Health Commissioner Benjamin Robinson is recommending families test for COVID-19 before the turkey hits the table.
By taking this test in advance of your gatherings, we have a chance to prevent the exposure to COVID that we might not otherwise have been able to avoid.
This morning, health officials reported rising cases in